Yes. We're back here. We're live on the Lion Soundtrack Podcast here on Top Station. My name is Eddie Transcendent, and for you watching on Facebook, we do appreciate the support. If you're watching, please share the video and let your friends know you're watching the best podcast on Facebook right now. Right, Gina? Mm-hmm. No, I'm super excited. I'm super happy today. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and thank everybody who watched the first two episodes we did here at Top Station. The one with Rosa Flores from Land Rhythm Dance Studio is up to 1,400 views. And we couldn't do that without you. So thank you all for watching, for sharing, for commenting, for all the love and support you're giving me, you're giving Rosa, Danny V, and Gina. We definitely appreciate the support. So shout out to all of you. And the second episode we did last week with State Rep Christopher Rosario is doing really well. We're up to over 900 views on Facebook. Closing up on that 1,000 mark, which is definitely a beautiful thing. So again, we do appreciate the support. We appreciate Christopher Rosario for coming in here last week and hanging out with us for almost 2 hours. And by the way, we do apologize for it kind of shutting down. We were on for so long that the phone died, and it was just it was a mess. But it was a good time. Christopher Rosario was a great sport. So if you haven't watched the episode last week with State Rep Christopher Rosario, please do so now. Well, not now, but later on, check it out. It's a great episode. You really get to find out who Christopher Rosario is. Not State Rep Christopher Rosario, but the father, the husband, the son, and just where he came from and the things that he's done to get to where he is. I think that too often we see where he is and we appreciate that, and we're very thankful for what he does. But I don't think we really see it and understand, where he came from and how much like us he is. So please, if you haven't watched the episode, go over and check it out. Of course, I'm starting the show off with a little bit of wine, a little Moscato, because I'm happy. I'm celebrating the fact that the first two shows have done really, really well, and I think I have to celebrate. Why not? We definitely have to celebrate the good things in life, right?
Congratulations.
The ladies here are having coffee. I'll have some of that later, but for now, we're drinking a little wine. Danny V is not with us tonight. He's doing his softball thing, so hopefully he gets a W tonight. But Gina is with us, and she'll be behind the mic in a little while, so we will hear from her. She doesn't look too impressed about that, but it's definitely a good thing. But without further ado, we're hanging out today here with these two wonderful ladies from the Latino Scholarship Fund, based out of Danbury.
Correct.
For those of you who've been following us, we've interviewed two of their other board members here a few weeks back over when we were at pprnradio.net. And today we're blessed to have the president and vice president here with us. So the president, Abigail Kopp. Oh man.
Like a police officer.
Even after we talked about that, I still screwed it up. And you're the president, correct?
I'm the president, yep, and starting my third year as president.
Okay, and your vice president is?
Diana Jusino Downs.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure.
The Jusino.
Her maiden
Jusino
was in
Downs.
And you said you're Puerto Rican?
I am Puerto Rican.
Born in New York?
Born and raised in New York City, yes.
Okay, and you are?
Half Puerto Rican.
And half?
Irish.
Okay, and you're?
So I can drink and dance very well.
Are you just saying that?
No, it's true.
We have a lot of dancers that are watching. They're like,
Listen, come to the gala and you can check it out. I'll say
I
the
like
dance for
that
you.
plug.
Okay.
But were you born in Connecticut or no?
I was born in Connecticut, yes.
Okay, and raised in Connecticut.
Born and raised in Connecticut. I did live down in DC for
Yeah, I saw
about
that.
13 years.
Okay.
And that's where I met my husband, had my children, and came back about 4 years ago.
Great. And you were born and raised in New York?
In the city and came up here in the 70s.
And stayed up here?
And stayed up here.
Danbury area the whole time?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you been over to this side or no?
Well, my husband and I come down here sometimes. He used to have a friend and had a restaurant. I don't even remember where, but we chase concerts. So when there's music down here, we come down here, or we go to Hartford. I mean, my husband loves all kinds of music. In particular, he loves jazz.
Yeah.
And between jazz and Latin, I'm not really sure which is his favorite kind of music, but those are his two favorites, and they probably rank first on his list.
And your husband is Latino?
And my husband is...
El corazón, tiene corazón latino.
He has a very Puerto Rican heart, yes.
He looks like an old Cuban man.
Yeah, his mother, the day I told his mother that my husband had become Puerto Rican, I think I might have caused her heart to flutter. because because they're not Puerto Rican. He's English Irish.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes. So his Spanish comes from high school.
Yeah.
But he cooks Spanish food better than I do.
I don't know if that's something you want to brag about.
It's okay. You know what? I always said to him when we were dating, I would always say to him, are we together because of my cooking? Because that's not love. So you should love me because you love me and my cooking. Well, he was a chef years ago too, so
he definitely cooks better than you.
So he definitely cooks, and you can ask any of our friends. Yes, they'll agree. They will agree.
They all request his cooking when they come over?
Yes.
Definitely.
He likes to impress.
So the Latino Scholarship Fund.
Yes.
You guys, I guess we should get right into it.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do it.
We're from Danbury, so it started in Danbury.
Yeah, it started on a kitchen island in a house in Danbury.
Okay.
So Ileana Velasquez and Peter Kalman, a husband and wife,
Yes.
they had noticed that the rates of Latino students who were moving on to secondary education in the Danbury high school systems were actually declining.
Okay.
And they really just wanted to do something about it. So they got together with a bunch of their friends and they said, well, what can we do?
Yes.
And Diana, fill me in, but I believe the story goes is they started selling pasteles at first to raise money?
Well, they started cooking out of her house.
Okay.
And selling the dishes.
Okay.
She was into education also, I should mention that. So that's how she noticed a lot of those things. A lot of our friends are educators.
Okay.
Besides being in the medical field. So she noticed that. And I guess it kind of bothered her because she and her husband have 2 sons and they were very much into pushing. Her sister is a teacher, and they're all very professional, and they just wanted to understand why our people weren't coming up in the world.
So the initial exposure came from just them being involved in the education.
Yes,
And
that's my understanding. So she sat together with some of her friends and decided, they brainstormed, and the decision was, well, maybe we can raise some money and help some kids.
Yes.
So they started cooking, I think it was pastel and pernil and
Nice.
arroz con gandule,
Nice.
typical Puerto Rican
Yes.
food. So they sold some of that and made some money, and then they realized that they could give some of that money. Well, they gave all the money since it's a nonprofit. They never kept any of it.
Of course.
I mean, they didn't even return the initial cost to themselves. My understanding is everything went to the kids at the high school.
Yes.
So, and as time went by, it just grew, and it grew into more than just cooking out of my house. It grew into an organization. It grew into a board. It grew into people wanting to be involved, and until what we have today, which is a big organization, and we sponsor lots of kids.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit.
Uh-oh.
It was your kitchen.
No, it
Oh,
was.
okay.
It was,
Okay.
No, I know we said my husband cooked. It was not my kitchen. It
Okay.
was Ileana's house. That's not, I wasn't there, so this is the story that I've heard.
Of course.
Because
She's the one.
Diana's been friends with some of the founding members and Ileana herself over the years. She wasn't there at inception, but very close to it.
Okay.
And so the only thing I would add to that story is the first, I think, official scholarships were awarded back in 1996.
Yes.
And the organization is now a registered 501c3. So all donations, all contributions are fully, tax deductible
Yes.
to the full extent of the law.
Okay, so you started in '93.
I think, around
Because
93,
we're
94.
talking 25 years, right?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
we're celebrating our 25th anniversary of the inception of the 501c3, but the first scholarships weren't awarded until a graduating class for 1996.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's
it took them a couple of years with all the food and getting things together to put enough money together to really
to be able
award
to,
something.
So I had a question and I totally lost it.
Sorry.
No. I was just thinking about the whole 25-year thing. So is this your 25th year now? 2018 is? 2019
will be.
Okay. So that's that's a big year.
That is going to be a big year, yeah. So we have a lot of goals that we want for
super
2000.
excited.
Yes, we're super excited for the 25th year. So first off, we have an annual gala.
Okay.
It's going to be February 2nd.
Okay.
It's in Danbury at the Amber Room. My goal is to sell 25 tables. So 25 tables would be 250 people. I'd like it to be the biggest gala that we've ever had.
Yes.
And so that's now goal number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, for our 25th year, in honor of it, we are going to do something huge, life-changing. Mm-hmm. One student is going to be awarded a $10,000 scholarship
Wow.
from the Latino Scholarship Fund.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so
That'll be wonderful.
Yes. Definitely.
we're looking to definitely change somebody's life with that.
Definitely. And we'll talk about that more in a little while. I kind of want to get back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And because I feel like, how many kids have you guys? How many lives have you changed?
So
Approximately.
to date, our award ceremony was for this school year for 2018 was 1 week ago. So
Yeah.
we awarded 506 students to date that we have on record.
Okay, 506. And so I want to kind of get to the nitty gritty and
Yeah.
how do you go from nothing in papeles and Yarugandure
Right.
to 506 kids?
Well, you have a lot of friends.
Okay.
You have friends that support you. You have donations that are given to you. And that's pretty much how it started. The friends supported this idea and this dream, and the friends are actually the ones that made it happen.
But what about the community? What about the
community
the
also.
leadership within the community?
We have corporate sponsorships.
Yes.
The businesses, banks, people, organizations who have come and gone throughout the years,
Yes.
law firms,
Yes.
grocery stores,
Western Connecticut
corporates,
HealthNet, the hospital.
So if I go to Danbury right now
Mhm.
and I ask around, people will know who you are.
Yeah, people will know who we are.
Okay, and I asked that because I was kind of saddened, and this happened a few months ago when you guys were first on, not you guys, but when the other two young ladies were on the show last time. I went around and I asked some of my peers and some of my friends. I said, "Hey, have you guys heard of the Latino Scholarship?" And I even put up a question on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Who are they, or do you know who they are, or something like that. Or I think actually what I did was I did Gina, what are those things called?
Polls?
Yeah, poll. I did a poll and I said, do you know who they are? And a majority was like, no, like nobody knew who you were, you know. And I was kind of sad. I was kind of like a little sad because I was like, well, to be such a great organization who are helping so many kids, and there's so many Latinos here in Bridgeport, and I mean, I'm sure there's Latinos over there as well. I get it, but this is where I'm from, and there's a lot of Latinos here and a lot of Latino organizations here, and they have no idea that that's going on over there.
Right.
I thought that was kind of insane. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I know this is distance is about an hour distance.
Right.
But I feel like people should know that what you guys are doing, and either support, or maybe create something likewise up here. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a partnership or
Right.
whether it's kind of just get advice from you guys, because obviously 25 years tells me that you're doing something right.
Right.
Right. Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was kind of at a loss, and I was kind of a little bit upset about it. But you say that if we go to Denver, everybody pretty much knows who
I
we
wouldn't
are.
say like
Not
everybody,
everybody,
but
but
I'm
you
saying
know.
if you poke around in some of the communities, if you're at the school,
Yeah.
you're gonna find people who have been recipients. You're gonna find people. We did another radio show up there, and it happened that the host of that show,
Yeah.
she was a recipient.
Yeah, you guys did the new villa.
Yes.
Where I follow them on Instagram. They follow me, but I don't know anything about them. Are they out of Danbury?
Right, Brookfield, I think, right
Okay,
outside, next
okay.
town over. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely follow them because I think you guys went on there before you guys came on over here. And I remember, I think one of the ladies told me that one of the ladies there was actually
Was a recipient, yeah. And so you run into people who have been recipients, people throughout the community who are doing great things,
Yes.
who have roots within the organization, and people who've left the community, but we gave them that start,
Yes.
some money to go to school and then to propel their career. So, one of the things that you don't know that you did
Yes.
is we went back as a board after kind of talking to you and learning about the robust Latin community down here in
Yes.
Lower Fairfield County. And as a board, we sat down and we decided to expand our boundaries.
Okay.
So probably the reason you haven't heard about us is because we were doing about 8 to 10 towns up in greater Danbury area.
Okay.
We voted as a board to expand to all of Fairfield County
Oh wow.
and
That's
include
super
New
exciting.
Milford. So
Yes,
what that
yes,
means is that anybody in your listening area, anybody who's in Fairfield County,
Yeah.
New Milford, they can support our organization. It's going to go back into their community.
Okay.
And also next year, when our application becomes open, those students can also apply for our application and potentially win.
Great. Now, Gina, are there any questions or any comments on Facebook?
Rosa Flores says such humbling start with emojis so far.
Yes, definitely. Rosa Flores was here. She was our first guest at this
Thank
new
you,
station.
Rosa.
She owns the Latin Rhythm Dance Studio out of Stratford, and I think last time that you guys were on, I keep saying you guys, but meaning the
No, I
organization.
understand the organization.
Representatives.
I spoke to Alice. Was it Addison? No, it might have been the PR.
Karen?
Karen. because she wanted to kind of put something together with some dancing or whatever. And I said, well, I could definitely put you in touch with Rosa. And we could definitely do something, whether it's something to as a fundraiser or whatever it may be, to where maybe you guys come over here, or we could go over there, they could go over there, and maybe do something together. They specialize in salsa.
Awesome. Yeah. So
Gina has been a student there for like 10 years. So she should be an expert, right?
So she can teach the lessons?
She can teach. And so we talked a little bit about that, but then it kind of got lost or whatever. But I thought that that's something that we could do.
Absolutely.
Either that or you guys could just come up here and you know the studio's pretty big and kind of do something up here to maybe use that to kind of expand a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, at this point, since we're going to expand into all of Fairfield County, and this lower Fairfield County is going to be our new area, we're going to look for new businesses to partner with, opportunities. And so what Karen was probably alluding to is that one of our very successful fundraisers was we did a salsa dancing day.
I think she did.
So it was about an hour worth of lesson. We brought in an instructor. We had like 2 lines, male, female, everybody lined up. They learned a little dance, and then we had just music and hors d'oeuvres and dancing and drinks afterwards until we shut down the restaurant. And it was a great fundraiser. It was super well attended, and you know everybody loves to learn how to Latin dance, right?
Definitely.
So when you can offer that, and especially coming from an organization, and then a little bit of the proceeds, you know, all the proceeds will go towards the students. It's all for a good cause.
No, definitely, and I think you know Rosa and everybody at Atlanta, we just worked together to do an Zumba for Autism event last
I
time.
saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, and we partnered up with the Kennedy Center here in Bridgeport.
Okay.
They have an autism project that they do over there. And we were able to raise, I don't want to say any figures because I don't know that anything is like concrete or whatever, but we were able to raise a good amount of money for autism, which was definitely great. And I think if we could do something like that, I think it would be good. It brings the right kind of attention, and hopefully spreads the word. Because again, I just think that this is a great thing that you guys are doing that I don't think enough of us know about. Now, as far as schools go, do you guys? I mean, obviously now you're gonna expand, but before you did that, you work with specific schools. It doesn't have to be a private school. It doesn't have to be a public school.
No. So, our selection committee, so there's basically 2 parts to the organization. So I am the president of the board.
Okay.
So the board is responsible for all of the community outreach, it's responsible for public relations, it's responsible for raising the money, getting the funds into the Latino Scholarship Fund.
Yeah.
The second half of the organization that we absolutely could not do it without is our selection committee.
Okay.
And so our selection committee works with the students. And they work with the schools and the students. And so what they do is when the applications come in, they make sure that they meet all the requirements, they set them up for interviews, they make sure their packages are together, and then from there we have an algorithm in which to decide who ultimately gets the rewards, scholarship awards. And when we work with the schools, it can be anybody. It can be public school, it can be private school.
Okay.
It can be
parochial school, trade school.
It doesn't matter.
Schools,
you know, I don't know if you're familiar. Up in Danbury, there's Immaculate. So that's not Immaculate. So Immaculate's a private school. So we've had students from there. Abitech is a trade school.
Okay.
We just had 5 winners that went to Abitech. So we have a lot of. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be just the public schools. And so also, and it doesn't matter on the other end where you're going. So whether you're going to college, you're going to university, you're going to community college, and you're trying to get money for like a trade school or just for a vocation.
Yeah.
We support all of that because our goal is just to have higher academic achievement.
Yes.
And that takes on a different picture for every single individual.
Definitely.
And so right now our organization is, we have a long history, but we are still relatively small, and every year it's dependent upon how much monies we get in from the community and support and from our fundraisers that determines how much we can give out.
Okay.
So in order to do that, in order to do more, we're always going to need more money coming in.
Yes.
But we try to do as much as we can and be impactful to the students that we do award scholarships to.
And with it being the Latino Scholarship Fund, I'm assuming that each student has to have some kind of a background, some kind of Latino history.
Correct. Yeah, so the criteria in that regard is that you have to have at least one parent or grandparent who was born in a recognized Latino speaking country.
Okay, so
Spanish speaking country.
Yeah.
Latino country of Spanish speaking.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So
it gets tricky because there's a few Latin countries that don't speak Spanish as their primary language.
Yeah. No, definitely. It gets tricky, and it's just a lot to know. Like, for example, like I really dislike when people say to me, "Hey, are you Spanish?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm not from Spain, so I'm not Spanish, Or I like Spanish food." not Spanish food, this is Latin food.
Latin food.
Yeah. So either the parent or grandparent, one of them,
At least one, yep.
has to have been born.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and obviously you have your ways of having to find out some maybe
Yep.
birth certificates and stuff like that.
Yeah, during the interview and the vetting process is when we verify those.
So
things.
do you guys do like I'm assuming? I mean, again, people know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're going to be expanding, it'll be good to know. Do you guys kind of go to schools and do presentations to talk
So we
about?
don't necessarily go to the schools, but we do partner with guidance counselors.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
Obviously,
with the expansion, so it's usually been somebody from the selection committee who will reach out to the local schools and let them know that the scholarship is up and available and what the criteria are.
Okay.
But now what we're going to do is we're going to have one board member who's dedicated to all of the schools, since we've now
Yeah.
exponentially grown the number of schools that we're
Yeah.
going to have access to. But one of those board members will reach out, they'll tell the guidance counselor, and then we're hoping that the guidance counselors have that trickle down effect so we can get as many students able that qualify, have them apply.
No, and that's probably the best way to go because guidance counselors will know the students. Because I mean, I'm assuming students who may be troubled or whatever, then they won't be able to.
Well, the reality is every student has the privilege of applying for the scholarship.
Okay.
There is a criteria they have to meet. They have to meet grade point average, and
Yes.
they have to follow the instructions for the interview.
Yes.
During the interviews, based on the algorithm that that committee uses, it will weed out those students or bring in the students that are to receive it. So that's why it doesn't matter whether it's a trade school, vocational school, public school.
Yeah.
And the guidance counselors are basically just there to help send the actually, you know what? Not really, because we have the application online. So
That's
the
true.
guidance counselors don't have to do anything. Like they don't
Guidance
have
counselors
to
just
pick
one
the
other.
students.
It's one other means for them, for
Right.
the students to get notified, but
Right.
it's on our website, it gets put on Facebook, we
Yeah.
put it on social media, and let people know that the
Right.
application is available.
Yes.
And the criteria is, it's a GPA requirement, it's the Latino descent requirement, it is community service, they have to write an essay, they also have to interview and talk kind of about their future and
An
their
essay
goals.
for essay explaining or
An
detailing
essay.
what?
Just discussing like what their goals, their attributions are. You know,
Yeah.
we want somebody who's going to be articulate,
Yes.
etc. That can
Yes.
take the scholarship. You know, that they've committed, they've aligned with our organization. You know, our organization is giving back to the community. They
Definitely.
have volunteered. They have community service on their resume. You know, what are their goals and aspirations? How
Yes.
do they present themselves?
Definitely.
And this whole thing, each individual component gets scored. You know, is there a financial need?
Yeah.
That's another big component of it.
By the selection committee, not
And
by
the
the
selection
boards.
committee puts all this together, so if I sound like I'm speaking to it very vaguely,
Yeah.
it's because I like to keep a separation of church and state. My
I
goal
understand, I
is
understand.
to raise the money,
Yes.
and then I hand it over to my head of the selection committee,
And
and
then-
his role
Yes.
is to pick the students, and I say, this is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is getting,
Yeah.
and he tells me, okay, here's person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I
9, 10.
understand.
I match them up, and then that's how we go
Yeah.
on with awarding the monies.
Okay, no, I definitely understand. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook, please, if you haven't done so already, head over, once you get done here, head over to the Latino Scholarship Fund Inc, right?
Yes.
On Facebook?
Facebook, yep, Latino
Yeah.
Scholarship Fund Inc. There is a page, there is a group associated
There
with it.
is.
Or
yes.
if you don't want to have to search that, go to our website and then you can link in through the Facebook.
Yes, and they're also on Instagram. Check them out on Instagram. You get to see pictures of their events. You get to see pictures of the kids who were just
yeah,
awarded
right, yep.
a few days ago. I saw the pictures. So please check them out on Instagram and on Facebook. Are you guys on Twitter or no?
Our history
We
is
are on Twitter.
there.
Okay, so.
Allison
Yeah,
runs all that for me.
So please, guys, once you get out of here, or even if you want to do it now, please go over and check them out on social media, like them, follow them, because they're going to be coming around here pretty soon, and it'll be important for you guys to know who they are before they come. And again, if you have any questions, please send them in, comment a question, and let us know. Do you have any questions or any comments?
Before I ask a question, Rosa asked what are the criteria, but she answered.
Yeah, she
did,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Good. And it has to be a high school senior.
Okay.
So, you know, we've talked about as a board expanding because everybody, you know, it seems that most of the opportunities are available for that first year of college and then what happens for the
Yeah.
subsequent, like second, third, fourth year. And it's all, like, it goes back to how much money the organization can raise.
Yes.
You know, when we get to a point where we're at the next level, then maybe we can expand and we can start providing scholarships, you know, for furthering on in the education.
Yes.
But right now, it's high school seniors, and some of the students that get awarded, they get awarded multi-semester. So they could be awarded for 2 to 4 semesters, and it's contingent upon them maintaining their GPAs. But we are trying to impact them longer.
Yes.
But right now we're only available with the funds that we have. Like I said, hopefully one day we grow, but to help them out at the beginning.
Definitely. Are there any other questions or?
No, that's all.
I see a lot of comments over there.
That's Rosa.
Thanks, Rosa.
Yahia Gonzalez.
Okay.
She said, write down the link address, please.
Oh,
Oh.
just
I
type.
can comment it.
Yeah. Just type it on there so they can see it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did you wanna?
No, I just wanted to give it.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
went to give Gina the
No, that's okay.
So
Go ahead.
what I wanted to say is that right now, how we raise money is through events. I mean, the gala is like our biggest event.
And I'm glad you said that because that was gonna be my next thing. I was gonna get ready because I know you mentioned fundraising and I wanted to find out what do you got? I mean, you have your gala, okay, but what else? What do you do throughout the year?
So ever since Abigail became president, right? She doesn't micromanage everything.
Yeah.
She distributes it out to the board, and by that I mean
Yes.
to say is everybody has an opportunity to be an active part
course.
of the board.
Of course.
And one of the biggest things that we need is for every single member to find something that they could raise money with.
Okay.
Okay. For instance, one of our board members raised money with a Zumba class.
Yes.
Karen, as you know, raised money with this dance class. It was
Awesome.
so well attended. We
Yes.
had no room left in the place. People were
Beautiful.
tripping over each other. They almost ran out of food in the kitchen. They
Yes.
didn't have enough staff
These are all
for
good
the
problems.
drinks.
Good problems.
All good problems, exactly.
There were not enough tables for the people that
Yes.
attended. It rained that night on top of all that.
Didn't matter.
People still came out.
Great.
Me personally, I took on the advice of one of our previous board members, and his advice was, I put together and I organize a wine and beer class every fall
Okay.
in Danbury at this huge liquor store on Mill Plain Road. And what happens is, for an hour and a half, you come through. The owner, the manager, they provide different stations
Yes,
with different beers and wines
Yes.
and representatives from
Of
the
course.
distilleries.
Of course.
And they come and they tell you about it, you sample. Of course, the purpose is for you to buy.
Yes.
But it's all worth it. We
No,
have
those are good.
snacks and it's a good time.
Yeah.
Everybody leaves happy and everybody leaves with merchandise.
And we try to be strategic about stuff. So that event happens in early November.
Right,
Yes.
I said
It's
that.
November 2nd. So
Yeah.
buy all of your Christmas liquor, all
Yes,
your
yes,
Thanksgiving
yes.
wine that you need
Right.
for the
Yes.
table,
I-
and let the proceeds help the organization.
Actually, I don't know if you heard of it's another Bridgeport organization, but the BCYL, the Bridgeport Caribe Youth League.
Okay.
They work with the youth. They have a lot of it's mainly sports, so they do a lot of basketball and baseball for the kids. And they provide scholarships as well for the kids
Awesome.
here in Bridgeport. And they have events throughout the year to fundraise. And they have the same thing. They have the little wine
The wine
tasting
class,
thing.
yeah.
And it's awesome. And you get to meet different people from different
Right.
distilleries. And again, buy for gifts and everything.
Right.
I think I still have some in my fridge.
And it's good stuff that they
No,
that
definitely,
puts out,
definitely.
you know.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
you get it at a discount price, and it's good stuff.
Yeah.
He
You always
helps the
find like a new
organization.
wine.
The
Yes.
attendees help the organization, and it's a win-win situation.
So do you guys do this annually or?
So this year will be our third.
Correct.
Yes.
And it's always in November. It's always the Friday before Veterans Day, because I learned the hard way. Don't compete with Veterans Day.
Oh no. Listen, you speak to a veteran.
That was not well
Thank you for your
intended. Although I
service.
really thought it's only 8:30. It's until 8:30. You could still have the rest of the night to celebrate.
So did you do it on Veterans Day that one
No.
time? Oh, okay,
That
okay.
one time I did, but
Okay.
I learned my lesson. So now it's the week before, and people come.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, it's definitely a great event. Do you guys do anything else throughout the year?
Yeah, so other things that we have done historically, we've done like the painting events.
Yeah,
where people come and paint.
I think that Karen spoke about that as well.
Yep, so
Yes,
we did that
yes.
last year. One of the events is a local community member. He was looking for an organization to give back to. And
Yes.
so our next upcoming event is actually June 9th. It's called Fight for Glory.
The boxing event.
It's a boxing
Yes,
event, yes.
yes.
And so it's at Danbury PAL's building, which
Yes.
is across from the lake, and it's a big building. There's going to be some boxing matches, and the owner there, Dennis, has dedicated that he's going to give money, some of the proceeds back to,
No, yeah,
to the
definitely.
Latino Scholarship Fund.
I think I spoke to Dennis because after I spoke to you, I don't know if you ended up speaking to him afterwards or somehow I spoke to you
Okay.
or something. I don't know what it was. So I spoke to him. I do have to get in touch with him. But it looks like USA Boxing is involved. Oh, here in Bridgeport we have Ortiz Boxing Gym.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of them, but they have events all throughout. I think they have an event coming up now, and they work with USA Boxing as well. And they're always great events. The boxing events are always really good. I'm assuming these are kids, right?
Some of them are kids. I believe some of them are
Yeah, some
adults
of them
too.
as
I
well.
mean, so I have 3 young children,
Okay.
and I asked because he's invited me to come. He's going to present a check to the organization, so
Yes.
I'm going to present it, and
Yes.
I'm going to be there. And I asked, well, can I bring my kids? I have an 8-year-old and 5-year-old twins.
Yes.
And he said yes. And
Yes.
he sends me a picture of this little girl who's like 6 years old who's going to be boxing.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay then.
Definitely. So all the proceeds or some of the proceeds?
Some of the proceeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the flyer now. Saturday, June 9th.
Yeah.
What's at the PAL Center?
The PALs, yeah.
Oh, PAL.
The
Sorry.
Police Athletic League
Yes.
Center.
Yes. 35 Haystown Road, Danbury, Connecticut. Is there a digital flyer? Did you guys post a digital flyer or no?
Yeah, there is a digital one on the website. Yep,
Okay,
I
yeah.
can I make sure you guys copy
Yeah,
that.
if it's already on Facebook, I can just
Yep,
take it off of there.
it's on the Latino Scholarship Fund Inc. page.
So I'll go there.
Plug.
I'll still in. I'll definitely
Yeah.
post it because I think this will be great. I don't know.
Starts at 6 p.m.
June 9th. I don't.
It's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday, but I think is that my Saturday?
That's your Saturday.
Yeah, that's my what's the name of the place I'm going to? That's my Myrtle Beach.
Ah,
yeah,
vacation.
I'm going to Myrtle Beach with my brothers and her father.
Nice.
And
Nice.
obviously, I don't know where I'm going. But that's the weekend. But I'll definitely post it and put it out there, and hopefully some of the people who follow boxing here will head up that way and check it out.
Right.
I think-
Appreciate it.
No, definitely. So this is your first time working with them?
This is our first time, yeah, and so he's a really generous gentleman. Just
Yes.
reached out. He was looking to partner with the Latinos organization,
Great.
and
That's great.
talked to him, and it just worked out. And so this is just a nice event that we're able to help the community know about his event and his
Yes.
organization, and we're getting some of the proceeds to help with our community. And I think the long-term goal is he'd like to name a scholarship
Yes.
after his mother.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's an option. If anybody donates to the organization, you can name a scholarship. If you donate to the gala and say you pay for the DJ, you can have it be in somebody's name
Yeah.
or your business's name. So we're always very good about giving back to the
Yes.
community that is supporting us.
Now, when you have your gala, do you also have like an ad book or anything like that? or no?
Absolutely, yep. So
Okay.
for our gala, we have an ad book.
Yes.
So people can take out anything from a quarter page to full page ad. They can have the back cover.
Yeah.
We keep the front cover. Sorry.
No, but you still have the front inside though, right? Or,
Yep, you
or
have the
that's
front
okay,
inside.
okay,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
I'm just saying the front
The
says
front,
like
like
the introduction.
Yes,
It'd
yes.
be weird if it was like Chevy or something.
No,
Welcome to
definitely.
Chevy. Wait a second. I thought it was
I
the
actually
Latino
have a
Scholarship
copy.
Fund.
You do.
Yeah, that's from.
Okay.
This is a rough copy. This
No,
is
no.
not even the original. That's
No,
not
definitely.
what we gave out, but that's what.
But it has the program. We usually have a speaker, somebody from the
That's what-
community.
Yeah,
to come
this
to the
was-
gala.
Was it last year or no? Oh,
Yeah,
no,
the
this,
Yeah, this is
24th,
this
yeah.
year.
oh, this is a
This
new one.
year.
Oh man, look at me. I feel important now.
Yeah. And then you can also do corporate sponsorships.
It's the
So
first
we
one
have
I
people who
found.
some companies just buy tables and they send representatives.
Yes,
And then
yes.
also there are companies who do silver, gold, and platinum sponsorship, and they give back into the organization.
Right.
Now, how far ahead do you start getting ready? I mean, cause it really is what it is May.
It's 7-8 months now
Yeah.
until
So
the next
We'll be
gala.
starting in the summer.
okay,
Yeah.
you getting ready. No, definitely. I
But
mean,
if anybody wants
Yeah.
to get in contact with me now, I'm more than happy to speak to sponsors now.
no, yeah, definitely. I would definitely love to put you at some point, maybe this weekend. I would love to put you in contact with the president of the Greater Bridgeport Latino Network. Cause I think that, especially with what you guys are doing, I think it'll be good to kind of get in that mingle in that
Awesome.
circle.
Yeah.
They have a I can't think of the name, but they have it'll come to me, but they have the website and everything, but they have a big email blast that goes out
Oh, nice.
with different information on different organizations and what's
Events,
going on and stuff like that. And I think it'll be good for you guys to kind of get in there because Their outreach is pretty big.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And again, I really think it's important for the people down here to find out who you guys are and really get to know you, especially now that you guys are coming down here.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So I think it'll be a great day to put you in that circle. Definitely. Now I did miss your gala this year. I was supposed to go and then whatever.
It's okay, you're saving it for the
What?
25th.
But I'm gonna go to the 25th.
That's because
That's
you
the
said that
silver
you're
one.
gonna bring a whole table
Well,
next year.
I'll see if I can. Whoever, if you guys are watching,
Facebook,
I
he
need a
needs
ta-
9
I need a
extra
table.
people to go
What was
with
that?
him
A
to
table?
Danbury.
No, definitely no. You guys had the black. No, it's gonna be black and white this year again, or was that like
So
a theme
it's
last
gonna
year?
be that was it. So we try to do a theme every
Of
year
course, of
just
course.
to keep it fresh
Yeah.
and have some entertainment. So black and white was just an idea that we came up with. The year before it was a masquerade ball.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We've also done Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes.
For our 21st anniversary, it was like a casino night. We did all like you're now 21, you're old enough to drink and go to the casino. So we did all like cards and red and black and everything.
Huge dice.
Dice
Yeah.
and balloons, so it was pretty cool. So and so for the 25th anniversary, we're just gonna stick pretty simple. Silver is the 25th anniversary, so
Okay.
everything is just gonna be coated in silver
Yes,
and silver
beautiful,
glitter.
beautiful.
So you should walk in and just feel like
I'm just chuckling because I've been looking for my silver dress
Already.
since the gala ended this year.
Nice.
I've been
Yeah.
going around
Yeah.
searching for the right dress to wear.
yeah. And last year was really cool because with it being a black and white ball,
Yeah.
everybody really got behind
I
it.
saw the pictures.
And
I
it
saw
was
the-
awesome
yes,
because
yes.
you just had this room and everybody was in black and white.
Yeah,
And it
I
was
was-
just
I was-
such a cool thing.
Yeah, I was definitely hate. I was damn, I should have went. Man. Everybody looked so good. No, it was definitely. It looked like it was a good time.
It was an
That's
awesome
fun.
time. We had amazing DJ.
Yes.
Dancing all night long. We closed down the banquet hall.
Who was the
It
DJ?
was amazing. DJ Negro Bellos.
Negro
I
Baby.
think it was.
Yes.
Negro Baby. Yeah.
I'm like, I can't remember which one.
I think
was
I know of
I
him.
think Karen.
His
got
name
it. I
is
think Karen.
Juan Tavares.
No, that's his
Really
real name.
bad, yeah.
No. But what's going on with you? Juan Tavares.
Tavares.
Oh my God.
Tavares.
You want to know? You don't roll your R's.
No.
She doesn't know what an Enya is.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. I think I know who Negro Baby is. I think I went to an event. I want to say this past Christmas. For Castillo and Sons, a catering business called Castillo and Sons, right in Stratford, and they had their annual event. And I think one of the DJs was Negro Baby because I remember because I think like you know how they have like the cover on the
Right.
laptop or whatever. I think it said something Negro something, and I was like, look at this guy Negro Baby.
Yeah, he was great. Honestly, he was
No, he
really
rocked it
good.
over there as well.
Yeah, he did.
No, yeah, definitely.
We also have silent auction,
Okay.
where we have a table with all kinds of items for sale. And the silent auction, if you're familiar with it,
Yes.
the item goes out, people sign up, they just keep incrementing the amounts that they're willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
And so that went very well too. And I think we sold everything this
Yeah,
year.
and that's an opportunity for corporations who maybe can't attend.
And donate.
Yeah.
Or you
Or
don't want
donate
to
something that
donate
you
big
could-
money, they can donate actual items
Items
for
that-
us
that you could-
to auction off.
Yeah,
And
but
you-
we've also had, I don't mean, sorry, I didn't
No.
I was gonna say, we've had like people with airplanes offer
Airplanes?
plane rides.
Oh, okay.
No. Offer plane rides.
Yeah.
We've had like, what's that place up there, the casino?
Yes.
Give out tickets
Nice.
for a couple to go to a show.
Definitely.
You know, the college, WestCon offers a
They give
money.
three
Yeah.
credits
Yes.
for us to auction. So
Yes.
WestCon
Oh, wow.
is a huge supporter of ours.
Yeah.
It's where we
Very
do
much
our
so.
meetings.
And listen, when you're a student, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
3 credits is huge. I'll take that.
Yeah, so they give 3 credits that
Yes.
we are able to auction off. So it's great and just the way that the organization is, and just to talk about the people who
Yeah.
support the organization. Like I mentioned, each year we have a speaker, and a lot of times it is a previous recipient of our scholarship, just kind of touching base or talking about the organization, whether just where life took them, or
Yes.
just being motivational, trying to engage our audience as to why it's so important to give to the organization.
Yeah.
And one year we had a gentleman who was a recipient, and he actually gave into the board,
Okay.
and he was volunteering and such, and he just came from a background where he wasn't able to finish his degree.
Yeah.
And we had these 3 credits on the table, and I had 3 of the people in the audience who were attending the gala that night come up to me and ask me if they could buy the credits for the speaker.
Oh.
So that he can continue on with his education.
That's nice.
So it's just amazing
nice.
some of the things that not only the organization is able to do, like from our goal, but
Yeah.
the people who
But the people
support
who are
the
involved, yes,
organization,
yes.
the extra step that they take to make amazing things happen.
Definitely. So let's get a little personal.
Okay.
Because I saw I saw that not real personal, but but I saw that
PG show, right?
that very, very PG, but you do sales and marketing,
I do.
okay? That's what you do for a living, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So why this?
So
Just because it's kind of almost not day and night, but you know what I mean?
No, I think it
No.
goes together.
Well, yeah, it definitely goes together. I think my business background and my marketing helps me be a very good, leader of my board and gives me ideas on how to market the organization
Okay.
and different things like that. So it's very much aligned. But I think it goes deeper than that. So in my current job and my day job, I'm very successful. I have been working in my industry for over 15 years.
Okay.
I am the first person in my family to go to college right out of high school.
Okay.
So when my parents both ultimately went back and got their degrees,
Yes.
I was the first one who finished high school, and it was not an option.
Yeah.
It was college was where I was going, and then
Yes.
I have my bachelor's degree, and then I'm now the first person in my family to have a master's degree. In fact,
Yes.
I have 2 master's degrees.
Okay.
And with that, having those education and that foundation, I can just really see how that has propelled me to be very successful,
Yes.
not only professionally, but also in life. And so I understand the importance of that foundation. And so this organization is an opportunity for me to give back. Now, I was never a recipient of the Latino Scholarship Fund,
Yes.
of a scholarship or anything else like that, but I just know that our community needs somebody in its corner, and that we have so many amazing, talented youth out there right now that just, they need a little help.
A little boost, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what this organization is doing, and that's what my goal is. And my goal is to be enough of a help that they give back, and they come back to the organization eventually.
Yes.
And so it's great when, I've been doing this, so I've been on the board for 1 year, and then now president for 3 years, so 4 years total I've been associated with the Latino Scholarship Fund. So some of our very early recipients, they come, and if we say, hey, we need help setting up for a gala, I've got 5 past recipients who are there setting up.
Yes.
I've got 2 gentlemen who are sitting in the coat room all day helping take the clothes and making sure, everybody's got their coats checked,
Of course.
or they're asking for money for the silent auction or the raffle or whatever the case is, and reminding people, and they're giving back to the organization. It's just so great to see that they want to. They're volunteering. What else can I do? And it's just such a great, it's my feel good. It's my passion project.
Yes.
So everybody has their day job, and that's great.
Yes.
But I know that I wouldn't have my day job if I didn't have the strong foundation, both instilled by my parents and with the opportunity to go to school, that I have today, if it wasn't for education. And so this organization supports education, and absolutely I'm going to support this organization.
Now, were your parents big into community service and things of that nature, or did you kind of get some of that from them?
So not in my younger life. I mean, they both were, my mother's a nurse.
Okay.
So she was always involved in the community. She worked in different areas of nursing. At one point, I remember she worked down in Main Street, Danbury, and she was part of the pediatric clinic.
Okay.
So that was serving an underserved community, but just always helping out. She was a Girl Scout leader, always just kind of teaching you to be prepared and the importance and the value of doing things for others. It wasn't always about yourself. We were raised in a church, very strong religious background, all that kind of stuff. And I think all those things instilled in me at an early age. And then eventually, as they started giving into the community, after they finished school, after they raised us kids, got us through school ourselves, I remember when I lived in DC, I would come up to the Latino Scholarship Gala because it was a great party.
Yeah.
And it was fun because my husband and I got to dress up, and we would just come up for the weekend and go to the gala. And, those things always just sit in your head. And then the opportunity, I was asked by the sitting president, she was ready to step down, and she asked if it would be something that I was interested in. I was a board member originally, and she's like, would you mind taking over? And I had so much vision for the organization that I said, sure. And so it's been 3 years, and I have a tremendous team, so it's not just myself and Diana. We have a full board
Yes.
back in Danbury who, I couldn't do it without every single member of them because,
of course.
like she said, I'm not the kind of person, I'm not trying to take it all on.
Yeah.
I really believe that if you're going to be on my board, you're going to contribute, you're going to take ownership, and I'm going to let you run with it because I work full time. I have 3 kids.
Yes.
I will burn myself out,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure that I'm here for the long run for this organization, so I can continue to give to this organization.
Definitely.
So with that being said, though, I do have a few vacancies on my board.
And the board members
Yeah.
know why we're there.
Yeah.
They know what we need.
Exactly. And
Okay.
so I have a few vacancies. So
Right.
if anybody's interested, the commitment would be once a month coming
Yes.
up to WestCon to our
Yes.
meetings. It's the second Wednesday of the month that we meet. We meet from 6:30 to 8.
12 months out of the year.
Yes, and we try to make it fun. So like
Yes.
in July, we go to one of the board members' house and we have a pool party. And
Okay.
we have the meeting over the picnic
All right,
table.
I'm in.
We drink after.
Yeah.
Yes, we drink after
After
we
the
close.
meeting's complete.
Yeah, definitely.
And then in December, we also do try to do, a similar kind of like potluck meal and get everybody together because at the end of it, the organization is kind of like a family, right? So we're all working towards the same goal.
Right.
Definitely. Now, I want to take a second. I'll just give some shout outs on Facebook.
Sure.
And then I have a couple other questions that I want to ask. But I just want to give shout outs to we have viewers from Florida, Meli Martinez. Hi Titi, my Addison was on a little while ago. Shout out to Addison. She actually went on there and she put the actual the website out there for people who were asking. So thanks to Addison.
Thanks, Allison.
Jody, Rosa, Luis and Sarah Serrano, big fans of the show. Thank you for always watching. Luz is probably our biggest fan. Definitely our biggest fan. Luz Morales, thank you for always watching and sharing. Let's see, Marvin, good looking out. Thanks for watching. Wandy, Mari Troetti.
Maria tried.
Yeah.
Hi, Maria.
She says, oh, Abby, it is great to hear you. So uplifting and exciting to see you and your mother. I just know she is so proud of you. And then Luz says, hi, Rosa. Luz, hi, Rosa's not here. Rosa's watching. But what I wanted to do was, and I mean, I don't want to make it all about you, but okay. No.
Sure.
But a big part of the Latin soundtrack, what we try to do here, me, Gina, and Danny V, who's not here with us today, is we really try to take the show and really try to inspire our youth and kind of show them the things that they could do if they work hard and if they're patient, And you say you try not to take it all on, but you're taking on a lot. You are. I mean, you're the president. I mean, granted, you have great people who work with you. But there's still a lot on your mind. You're still working a lot, and you're pretty much. You have people who are working for you, but if something goes wrong, it kind of falls on you, right? So you are still taking on a lot. You're a mother, so you have children. I'm assuming more than one, right?
3.
So you have 3. You have 3 kids. You have your husband.
Yeah.
And you have a job. You have a life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are taking on a lot. I think that a big part, I'm assuming, of everything that you do is support. So I'm assuming your husband is a huge support.
Absolutely.
So I want to hear a little bit about that because I think that too often our youth don't understand that the people around them play a big factor into everything that they do, especially the people close to them, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the husband, and wives, And I think it's very important to put yourself in a predicament to where you're gonna either be in a relationship with or marry somebody who's gonna support everything that you do and be by your side to kind of help you, give you that boost, whether in the good times or in the bad times. So I want to hear a little bit about how your husband is there for you and supports you.
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, my husband's name is Chris.
Okay.
He's an amazing husband.
Yes.
He is there for me, whatever I want to do. He's very supportive. So, he knew I had a passion for the Latino Scholarship Fund. Like I said, even when we were dating, living in Virginia before, he would come up and he's like, I'm going to go to this, this gala, and he's Caucasian, he's an ex-Marine.
Okay.
So, excuse me, former Marine. There is no X when you're talking about Marine.
You will always be a Marine.
Exactly.
I'm Army, but whatever.
Still, there's no ex-Army either. And so he's Caucasian, and he cannot dance, or anything, but he loves to get on the floor.
I'm sure he has a two-step. We all have a two-step.
He loves to do merengue, and
There
he
we
will
go.
flare you out like this, and I'm like, wait a second, slow down. That's not too fast, too slow, let's go.
Definitely.
But you know what, he loves it, he has fun, he supports the organization. We go to the gala every year. I don't even think I see him because I am all over the place. I'm getting pulled from every direction. You know, like tonight he's home. He took the boys. We have been promising since Memorial Day weekend to do bonfire roast over with the marshmallows.
Yes.
And it had been wet and a couple of scheduled things, and so he's like, you know what, I'll do that tonight while I have them home.
Nice.
You know, so he's all about, you know, I have these three amazing boys.
Yes.
I think it's also important for them to see
Yes.
what I'm doing because it's not only about them, it's not only about work, it's also about giving back, and there's another component to life, you know, so there's yourself, there's your job, and then there's what you give to others, and whether that's through community, through church, whatever the case is, you have to find something that you're going to volunteer and you're going to be passionate about and you're going to do it well. You know, so, you know, Chris is just there for me, whatever I need, whatever I ask, you know, we sit down, and when I have my board meeting, sometimes we're ships, he would pull in after work, be waiting in the parking lot, I'd grab the kids from daycare, we'd switch cars, we never changed the kids because that took too long, we would just change the drivers, make sure we had the keys.
Of course.
I'd go up to my meeting, he'd take them home for dinner, you know, so we just would coordinate. It's all about communication, it's about knowing, you know, what your boundaries are, you know, not taking on too much, because I think if I had 4 Latino scholarship funds, it might be too much, but you know, knowing that there's one thing, and then for myself also setting boundaries, because I could delegate one thing and say, hey Diana, can you do this? And if she didn't do it, which would never happen, but if she didn't do it, I could say like, well, I'm going to do it anyway, and then overwhelm myself. But you have to kind of be able to let go and know that that person is responsible. They're on your board for a reason. They're going to take care of it. And also being respectful of our board and our time. So little things like every time we have a meeting, we always make sure we have a quorum. You know, we don't want anybody to take their whole evening off to show up to find out that 10 people aren't showing and we don't have enough people to meet and make any decisions or move anything up, move the needle along at all. So we're always very cognizant of people. It's a volunteer position. So if we ask that people commit for a 3-year time period, just so that we have some consistency, we can get some stuff done. But if a year into it, life happens, things change, and you say to me, listen, I can't do this. Well, you're a volunteer. I can't hold you to it. I just appreciate the open communication. And, you know, hopefully you come to the next gala. It's all about the gala.
I was going to say, it's all about the gala.
But I wanted to say also, you know, the fact that Abby and Chris work so well with the kids and how well they coordinate, not just are they working together as a team, but what they're teaching their kids, even the boys, which is what she has, 3 boys. So what they're teaching them is that mom and dad are just as capable of taking care of you, and together you can work as a team. So it's not just mommy always doing something. I mean, if both parents work, both parents have to work together with the kids. And that's something that kids growing up can see and grow up with, and knowing that that's what's expected of them as well. Because, you know, we do more teaching of our kids with what we don't say than what we say.
Of course. No, definitely.
It's what they observe.
You know, exactly, and I think too often we don't realize that the kids, they're watching everything.
They are.
And they do everything that, you know, everything that mom does is right. Because you're pretty much like their hero, you know?
You're their example.
Yeah.
So,
and also, as far as the organization is concerned, and how you were talking about it. One of the things that she does is we try to stay on time, because everybody's been working all day long. We start the meeting at 6:30. Everybody's coming in from wherever, all 4 corners of the state, perhaps, right? And its meeting is an hour and a half long. So we try to be cognizant of the time that people have to travel. I mean, like, some people have to travel an hour to get back home.
No, definitely.
So we have to be thoughtful and considerate of everybody at the meeting and try to end on time.
No, that's really, I've been to many of meetings, and it's so important. And not often people really realize that. I mean, you know, we all have lives, you know.
And that's a bit deterrent for people staying involved. You know, if you say the meeting is going to end at 8, right? And it ends at 8:30, 9 o'clock. You know, and you start after a couple of times, you start wondering, well, you know what, this is like too long. I can't give this much time.
No, definitely. And so going back to the Latino Scholarship Fund, as far as the vacancies, they can find that on your website as well.
So we don't
No,
post the
you don't
vacancies.
post it. Okay.
I've been toying with the idea. I've been researching a couple places that there are, like, you can actually post, like, so you can match a volunteer opportunity.
Okay.
So I might be putting some stuff up there, but just reach out to me on social media.
Yeah.
We just added a phone number to our website, so
Okay.
you can call, leave a voicemail if you just want to have a personal conversation, see if it's a right fit for you.
Yes.
That's an opportunity also. Emails on there. If you are on our Facebook page, you can send me a message.
Yes.
It's monitored 90% of the time by me.
Yes.
But yeah, just reach out, communicate. If it's something that you feel that you can contribute to, you have passion for, you'd like to be a board member, you can make the commitment for the once a month up in Danbury. We'd greatly appreciate new members and
If people want to just come and sit in on
Yeah.
a meeting
Oh,
and
yeah,
see
yeah,
if they
and that's-
even want to be
No,
involved.
definitely. So are they open to the public or not exactly?
well, if you tell me you're coming,
Yes.
we welcome you.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be broadcast on CNN or
No.
anything.
No, but I mean, I've been involved with some organizations who
Yeah.
just say, yeah, anybody who wants to come, it's fine to come. As long as they're here on
Absolutely.
time, you know, you have to see it and
We don't
introduce
expect
yourself.
you to decide the first day you're there that you want to be a part of the
Yes.
organization because maybe it's not a good fit for you.
Yeah.
And we don't want to put you on the spot because you're there.
Correct.
Yes.
But come
Yeah.
in, you can see what the organizations, you can see what the people are, you can see what my
Okay.
leadership style is, see if it fits, if you like it,
Okay.
and if you think that this is an organization that you want to contribute to.
Yes.
Like our goals and our plans.
Definitely. So if you're just tuning in on Facebook, again, we do appreciate the support. Please continue to share these great podcasts, and please follow the Latino Scholarship Fund on Facebook and on Instagram with just that, Latino Scholarship Fund Inc. on Facebook, and I think just Latino Scholarship Fund on Instagram. I think it's just that. And also the hashtag. I don't know if you guys see the hashtag back here. What is it?
LSF Fun. So,
LS Fun.
LS Fun. So, like, share, follow stands for LSF, and then
Oh, okay.
LSF fun.
LS Fun.
LS Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, please follow them and follow the hashtag so you can see all the great things they're doing.
Put this
I
in.
think I just put it on top of the screen here and it's
Oh,
It was
okay.
on
because I
the.
put it on the
Oh,
wall.
I got you.
Yeah. Look at that.
Sorry.
No, yeah, definitely. If you guys are just tuning in now, please, we're gonna be done in a few minutes, so please watch the whole video. But please also follow these guys over on here on Facebook and on Instagram and see all the great things they're doing. And perhaps you might want to be interested in joining the board or just going to some of their fundraisers and events. So please go ahead and do that. If you have any questions and you don't want to reach out to them, just reach out to me and I'll push you in the right direction to where it is that you need to be. Gina, any questions or any comments from anybody?
Yeah, we'd love
Everybody
to see you.
sending emojis.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully good ones.
Yeah.
Like hearts and stuff.
Kisses.
Everybody saying they love the community and the field so far. And yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Awesome.
Great, definitely.
We'll
So,
be glad to see you then.
yeah,
Come
and
join
so,
us.
and so before we get off, two things that I want. Actually, you know what? And I wouldn't do this generally because we're talking more about an organization, not a person. But I think we're having a good time, and I think we've been very open.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask a couple questions that I like to ask some of my guests here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask both of you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask her first, so you get a chance to think about yours. Okay? So the first question, Abigail, what's your favorite Latino song? Latin song, one that gets you moving. You're about to clean. Nothing. There's gotta be a song on the radio right now. You hear it. Despacito. Ricky Martin. That's a person.
I know. We were just talking about this the other day, and I couldn't remember the name of his song. But I think it was "She Bangs" or whatever.
Oh,
but-
he's back.
it always gets you moving,
Yeah,
like
no,
whatever you're doing. And
definitely.
I was listening to an old school '90s station, and we were talking about it. And Ricky Martin came up, and it was like, "What was the name of that song?" And then it was like, "Nobody could ever sit down when She Bangs comes on." So.
Very PG.
Your favorite
I
Latin.
could have said Macarena.
Yeah, you could have. I don't know.
It's a little kid.
Yeah. We did that at the Zumba. It was a lot of fun. Your favorite Latin dish. No yellow rice and pernil. I don't want to hear that, please.
But what if it was Mom's arroz con condubes?
There we go. Because the next question was going to be from where.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mom's arroz con gandules.
Yeah, but Dad's spending.
Over in Danbury,
Uh-huh.
favorite restaurant, Latino restaurant. Because I want some of these guys to go and visit Danbury and visit some of the
Sure.
restaurants.
You know what? I was just talking about him last night. Espinal's Deli.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, the tostones there,
Yes.
and they like if you get a serving, you'll have food all week. Oh my God, they are so good.
And this is in Danbury, right?
It's in Danbury, yep.
Okay, the name of the street, maybe Main Street or something?
It's on North Street.
It's on North Street, almost directly across from Seatown.
So there you go, North Street, Seatown, Danbury.
Yes.
Both Latin businesses in town.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So guys, make sure you go over in Danbury, check
It's
it out.
Dominican.
Now we're coming over here
Okay,
now.
here we go.
Fairyland song.
You know what? Because it makes me think of my dad
Okay,
all the
okay.
time.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
It's El Viejo San Juan. Mi Viejo
Oh,
San Juan.
yes.
I love that song.
Yes, definitely. And Latin dish.
I'd have to say pasteles.
Pasteles?
Yeah. Well, I also like tembleque.
Okay.
That's not a dish. That's a dessert.
Okay, well, pastel, the
Pasteles.
yuca or the guineo?
Well, I prefer the yuca, but I like both.
You
No.
only,
I
Guineo.
like both.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
I've only seen you make them.
I like it with vianda. Well, my mother, you know what? My mother used to make them con yuca,
Yeah.
de vianda,
Yeah.
right? And también de arroz. You ever
Really?
have pastel
No.
de arroz?
No.
It's like you just white rice con achote, and then you stuff it like you would de vianda,
Yeah.
and then you just package it up.
It
My
sounds
mother
good.
Yeah, it was good. It was like you get your rice and you get your rice and pastel all in one.
Ketchup or no?
No, I never
Oh,
use
no?
ketchup.
I don't like pasteles.
I only use
I know.
ketchup.
Same.
I only
Oh.
use ketchup on huevo
What?
frito.
No ketchup on your pasteles?
No,
I don't like
she doesn't
pasteles
even
at
them.
all.
Oh, you crazy?
I guess
Oh my God, you're insane.
No, I only use ketchup
I've tried
on
and tried and
huevo
tried it.
frito and french fries.
What is it? The texture?
I don't know. I think it's the olives. I don't like olives.
I don't do olives either, but I cook with them.
Yeah,
But I
see,
just
no.
pick them out.
No, see, no, still.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. If I bite into anything that has olive in it, everything's coming out. But everything that's in my mouth at the moment is coming out. I'm not
I'm
even
with
listening
you.
to it.
And they give you like that tamponade at some of
Even
the
if
fancy
you're
restaurants.
Even if they're pitted. You see, I don't like olives with the pit in them. If I bite it, I don't want to break a tooth. But if they're pitted,
Yeah.
then I can just chew right
No,
through
if
the
I
olive.
just taste it, if it just
No.
touches anything, any part of my
When
mouth, I'm going crazy. That
Yeah.
ain't pickles. If
Oh,
I-
see, I love
Pickles.
pickles.
If I bite into a burger and I pickle, I'm done.
Oh, I can eat a pickle
I
by
like
the jar.
pickles. I like pickles.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, definitely not. So that's that. Before we
And the restaurant.
the restaurant.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I will tell you that this is one of the best. In Danbury, it's a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, I was
It's called
thinking about that one too.
Pancho's Tacos.
Okay.
They make everything right on the premises. They make their own onic sauce, salsa verde. What else am I thinking? Mole.
Enchilada.
Huh?
Any enchiladas?
Whatever, all the Mexican sauces,
They make
she
their own
makes them
hot
right on the
sauce.
premises.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a full bar in that one. That's a great
Yeah,
place
that does
to go.
have a full
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have
And
to.
that's direct on White Street, directly
It's next
across
to the
from
college.
the courthouse, and right
So, if you become a board member, after you leave the meeting, you can go next door to Pancho's Tacos and you can have dinner.
There you
yeah,
go. Pancho
it's usually open until I think 10 o'clock at
Perfect.
night.
Perfect. I'll probably go a little earlier. Have some Pancho tacos before.
Okay.
Before
Yeah.
the meeting.
But then I might fall asleep at the meeting.
Just
It's
don't
okay.
drink.
We'll keep you up.
And okay, so that's that. Now, I obviously the youth
Mhm.
very important for you guys and for us as well. I like to have my guests kind of give their advice to the youth.
Mhm.
I give my advice every time, and I kind of take it off of what I get from my guests. And what I hear a lot about with you is leadership, and I think leadership is so important. And I think too often people think they're leaders, but they're not. I think it takes a certain kind of person to be a leader, and there's certain things that you have to kind of have in you to kind of be able to be a leader. The ability to be able to the word escapes me, to delegate is very important. I think too often leaders, and I'm going to quote because to me they're not leaders. They're not able to delegate, and so they take too much on themselves, and it just creates that pressure on them that then comes down to the rest of the organization,
Right.
and everybody feels it.
And they burn out.
They burn out, and then they're burning everybody else out.
Right.
So I think that that any kids, any youth that are listening, whether you're a teenager or even just young adults, 20-year-olds or whatever, and you think you may be a leader or you think you may want to take up a leader position, please understand the importance of being able to delegate and understand the importance of being able to put people in the right position to win. Too often, organizations like these that are volunteer-based, people come in because they want help. Sometimes you have young kids who want to help. Sometimes you have people who are older and who have already finished their career, and now they just want to give back. And they just find it, and they say, "Oh, Latino Scholarship Fund, I want to go help them out." And they come over, and they're so ready to help. But the leaders there put them in the wrong position, to be able to help, and so they get turned off. Not necessarily burnt out, but just turned off.
Right.
And I think that happens because too often leaders don't understand that if you have a volunteer who comes in, it's your job to find out what that person is good at.
What their strengths are.
Exactly, yeah, so that they can help in that. You can't have somebody come in and say, "Oh, you want to help? Well, grab the camera." Well, maybe they don't like cameras, or maybe you know what I mean.
Yes.
And so put them in the right position that's gonna help them succeed, and that in turn will help the organization succeed as a whole.
Absolutely.
And so my advice tonight for the youth who may be listening or watching is to please understand what it is to be a leader. And if you don't think that you're right at the place to be a leader, understand that it is okay in that specific situation. It is okay to kind of be a follower and to kind of go under somebody's wing who is a good leader, and understand what it really takes to be a leader. And understand that once you're in that position, it's very important to learn how to delegate and to not take everything on yourself. Too often you hear things like, if you want things done right, do them yourself. I don't think that's true, because then you take on way too much. Someone told me this a while back, and I keep saying it over and over because I think it makes so much sense. Do what you do and don't do what you don't do. And that's just it. So whatever it is you're good at, just do that and give that 100%. And then whatever you don't do, give that to the person who does do that and let them give 100% to that. Once you start to take out of your 100% in what you do like and start putting 10% here and 10% there, then those specific aspects of your organization are not going to be great, and you're going to be taken away from what you're good at. Okay, so really understand what it is to be a leader, and if you're not a leader, understand that you can put yourself under somebody's wing and really learn to be a great leader. So and I think it all comes down to self-awareness. Know who you are and understand whether or not you should be in that position. That's what I got.
Right.
That's what I got from you because you kept talking about delegating and being able to have people under you who are doing the right thing. No micromanaging, knowing that, you know what, I'm going to tell Gina, you're in charge of the cameras and the pictures and the videos. And I'm not over there saying, "Oh, what are you doing?" She's going to be able to do it. She's going to knock it out. She's been doing a great job. Good job, Gina.
Awesome.
Which is what I said before, right?
Yeah.
When I said that she came on, and when we had one of our meetings early on, you know, and in order to be able to do some fundraising,
Yes.
one of the things that she did put out on the table is everybody find something that you enjoy doing
Yes.
and that you like to do and that you think would raise money for the organization.
Yes.
And so people took different aspects of what they like to do. I mean, she didn't have to make a list and
Yes.
say, okay, you do
Yes.
this, somebody picked for whatever. She didn't have to do any of that. People knew what they liked to do,
Exactly.
and they knew how
Exactly.
to get it together,
Yes.
and that's what they did, and that's what they've done. And that's what makes her a good leader, the fact that she doesn't micromanage, and the
Yes.
fact that she's not over your shoulders every second
Yes,
of what you're
definitely.
doing, you know?
Definitely.
She's just there to support the members. If you need my help, I'm here. Call me, whatever you need.
Of
If
course.
I can do it, I'll do it, or I'll find somebody that can do it for
Of
you.
course.
So
What do you have for our youth? Your youth know you. Our youth don't know you.
Well, first of all, thank you. I mean, those are very kind words, and definitely, you know, kind of to piggyback on that is sit back. You know, in my profession, I'm in sales, and a lot of people think that sales is about talking. You know, they would think salespeople have the misnomer that all they do is talk. They talk and they're trying to sell you something. Well, actually, the best salespeople in the world are listening.
Yes.
And they're listening because they're trying to fill a need.
Yes.
And so in life, when you enter into an organization or you enter into a situation, sit back, listen,
Yes.
observe, see what's going on, and see where your strengths can complement what is going on and where you can fit in and add value. Because if everybody's going left, but you think everybody should go right, if you just go right and you don't give the reason why or have a position where people think that, hey, let's go left, it actually makes sense, well, then you're just going to continue to never align.
Yes.
And so in order to do that, listen, observe, find out why things are happening the way that they're happening,
Yes.
and then make your observations and suggestions.
Yes.
That's what I would give as far as leadership advice, as far as general youth, like what you should do in life,
Yes.
maybe to be successful, go to school.
Yes.
You know, I work,
That's what we do.
I'm with the Latino Scholarship Fund Inc. I didn't say go to
Encourage
college
education.
and we encourage education. You know, I wouldn't be, you know, doing my job, quote
Yes.
unquote. But I would say pick a career, pick a major that will result in a career. I think too much these days, there's such an emphasis on college, right? So
Yes.
I've heard things said that a bachelor's degree is almost equivalent to a high school diploma these days. Everybody has one, and it's expected of you. So if everybody has one and it's expected of you, don't pick, left-handed basket weaving as your major.
Yeah.
Do something that's going to have an end result. I see a lot of the youth being very mindful of what they're doing. They're going into engineering, they're going into computers, they're going into nursing.
Yes.
They're spending, you only get so much time to be in school, and school's also very expensive.
Yeah.
So make sure you utilize that time wisely and have an end game in mind.
Yes.
And then likewise, there are phenomenal universities out there, but they also come with a price tag.
Yes.
And in my career and with all my success, not one person has asked me where I graduated college from.
Yes.
I speak for myself. My degree on my wall is from WestCon, which I'm very proud of,
Yes.
but nobody's actually said, hey, you didn't go to Yale.
Yeah.
So it's more about completing the degree and the person that you are than where you got the degree from. So don't get bogged down with college debt.
Yeah.
And make sure that when you do get into the workplace, you pay off your responsibilities, you don't overcome yourself with debt, you'll be responsible with that new money that you come, and then take that and give back to the organization, whether you can do it fiscally or with just your time. It's going to round you out to be the best person possible.
Perfect. Thank you.
And go to school.
You usted.
I'm a nurse. And in all the years that I've been at the hospital and in all the jobs that I've been and I've come across children. We'll start with children and with youth. I've always given them the best piece of advice that I could ever give somebody is, please go to school. Please finish.
Yes.
Pick something that you like.
Yeah.
Don't just go to school to get a degree, because then you're not going to be a happy person.
Yeah.
You need to go to school with a mindset of what you enjoy doing. If you enjoy doing basket weaving and you can make money at it,
Yes.
and you know that there is a degree out there for basket weavers, then that's what you should do.
Yeah.
But my point is, don't waste your time. Like she said, school is very, very valuable.
Yeah.
And college is very expensive. And 4 years of college, how many well, I'll give you an example. Too many times I've had high school students talk to me, or I've spoken with them, and when I've brought up the topic of college, they say to me, oh, but it's so long. And I'm like, it's 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
I said, do you not plan to be around for the next 4 or 5 years? Because in 5 years you could graduate, right? Do it, just do it. And then sometimes they come back and they go, you know what, I'm graduating this year, and you were right. It just went by like nothing.
Yeah.
And I just love to hear that. I love to also see some of the kids that I knew when they were little coming back into the medical field. As a matter of fact, I know several people that I didn't even know I inspired them when they were little,
Yeah.
but something that I did as a nurse inspired them to grow up and to be a nurse.
Yes.
And that just fills my heart, because one of the things I would say to them when they were growing up was, this job, this profession needs more Spanish-speaking people. They need bilingual individuals, because there are people like your mother and my mother who don't speak English,
Yes.
and they need us to help them.
Yes.
And help others. And so when I see them coming back and doing that, it just fills my heart, because I just feel like, wow, I did something, I said something, I inspired
Yes,
somebody, and there's
yes.
nothing better than that.
No, definitely. That definitely is a great feeling. Definitely a great feeling.
Yes.
Before we leave, I just want to kind of reiterate again who we are.
Yeah.
And where we can find you.
All right, so I'm Abigail. I'm president of Latino Scholarship Fund.
And I want you to get real quick into again the whole you guys are expanding.
Oh, okay. I have a list. Where's my paper go?
It's behind you.
Good. Well, you look for that. Look for that. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in to the Latino Scholarship podcast here at Top Station. We're hanging out with the wonderful president and vice president of the Latino Scholarship Fund. And before we go off, we're going to just talk a little bit about some of their plans for the future and where you can find them. Abigail?
Yeah, so we have expanded. We are now servicing Danbury, Bethel, Brookfield, New Fairfield, Sherman, New Milford, Reading, Richfield, Newtown, Monroe, Shelton, Trumbull, Stratford, Bridgeport,
Fairfield,
Yes. Easton, Weston, Westport, Norwalk, Wilton, New Canaan, Darien, Stamford, and Greenwich.
Beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.
And the
That's huge.
applications are online.
That's
Don't
huge.
wait for your
Applications
guidance
every
counselor.
year, we post them in January. They're usually due in March.
Yes.
It's for high school seniors to apply for the opportunity to win monies to go off to further their education, whether that's 2-year college, 4-year college, vocational school.
Beautiful.
They've got it
beautiful.
covered.
And how can we find you?
Website www.latinoscholarshiffund.com. Facebook, Latino Scholarship Fund Inc. There's a page, there's a group. We are on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes, beautiful. And you guys have an event coming up.
We have the.
You know, and that's your event.
Oh, which one? We
the boxing event.
The
right?
boxing event. So
Yes.
we Fight for Glory is the next upcoming event. It's June 9th. It's in Danbury at the PAL Center, and some proceeds will come to benefit the Latino Scholarship Fund. After that, the next scheduled event is going to be November, Beer and Wine at
Yes.
Max's.
Yes.
And then after that, February 2nd, we have a lot of events on the 2nd this year.
I guess.
In 2019 is our big 25th anniversary. Eddie will be there.
I will be there.
With 9 of his closest friends.
Definitely.
The top station table.
Yes, yes, yes.
Only thing I want to say is don't get hung up when you go to buy tickets online because it'll say donate, but it's not really donating because it's that's how you're buying your ticket for
Okay.
whatever event you're going to go
Okay.
to.
So we go to Eventbrite or whatever it is.
Whatever it'll say donate,
It's
but
just
don't get
it's a tab
confused.
on our website.
Yes.
Goes through PayPal for donation ticket purchases.
Definitely.
That's what it says.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for having
it
us.
was definitely great. I do appreciate you guys coming all the way over here. I know it's like an hour drive, so I'm trying to get you out of here as quick as possible.
It's good, thank you.
But I do appreciate you guys coming. I feel like I learned a lot. Hopefully everybody else learned a lot as well. And I'm excited. I won't be at the boxing event. I'll be where?
In Myrtle Beach.
I'll be at Myrtle
Yeah,
Beach.
Slathering on
Yes.
the
I'll be
sunscreen.
at Myrtle Beach with you guys. But I'm hoping I'll be able to go up there and make it to the wine.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
yes, definitely. So,
You'll enjoy
so
that.
yes, and we'll see if we can get a table for the
gala?
gala. Yes,
Cool.
definitely. You guys already know who I am. I'm Eddie Transcendent. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Everything's Eddie Transcendent. Saturday, I'm gonna be over at your church, Gina.
Really?
Yes, I'm gonna be at Citywide.
Citywide.
I'm gonna be at Citywide for Jennifer Cabrera's concert. So please, guys, if you haven't checked out Jennifer Cabrera, please check her out on Facebook and Instagram. You get tickets for her concert. I think they're just $10 over at Eventbrite. It's gonna be a great event, great Christian concert. It's gonna be. Are you gonna be there, Gina?
I'm buying my tickets today.
Okay.
So yeah.
So Gina's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. So please support this great event with Jennifer Cabrera. She's amazing. She was on the show a few months ago, and this is gonna be great. So please check that out. Thank you again for watching. If you haven't seen any of the other episodes, please check them out. Check out the episode with Rosa Flores. Check out the episode with Christopher Rosario. And of course, this episode, share it so that people could understand what a great organization the Latino Scholarship Fund is. It's 25 years strong next year,
Yes.
which is amazing.
Thank God.
And we need to spread the word so that people understand who they are and the amazing things that they're doing. So again, thank you again, guys, for watching. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.
And guys, we'll see you next time. Gina.
Good night.
Night.